Lost Ark is a Korean-made multiplayer online isometric action role-playing hack-and-slash game that was initially revealed at the end of 2014. Since then, the hype levels for this game have been through the roof in multiple regions, especially the Western market. Lost Ark is a game that really pushes Unreal Engine 3 to its limits and blends cutscene-heavy storytelling with medium-paced action combat and a rich endgame that offers content for fans of both PvP and PVE encounters. In this video, you'll see my experience playing the Korean closed beta 3 for the first time, and see my conclusion of my thoughts at the end in a pros and cons format. So the first thing we're going to do is create a character. This account already has a level 50, which is currently the max level in the closed beta version of this game, and a level 11. This isn't my account, so this is going to be my first time playing it. A friendly viewer of mine actually just let me borrow the account so I could make this video. Straight away, the first one looks like a warrior that wields a big two-handed weapon. Very cool. Seems like we've got a female here that uses fist weapons. Very nice. Some kind of gunslinger dude here, and this seems to be some kind of mystic class. Very cool little intro sequences for all of the classes. There's 2 more classes on the way, but they're locked currently. I think I'm going to go with the two-handed berserker type class. Seems like we can preview him in different armor. Oh my god, those shoulder pads. I think any orc would be proud of those shoulder pads. You can also do some emotes, it seems. The animations on these emotes are pretty good, very smooth. So this first option just seems to be a bunch of different presets. We've got quite a lot of options. All of them look quite good, honestly. So the first option here is face shape, giving me lots of different facial structures. Once again, lots of presets to choose from. I think we'll go with this one. Next, we have the option to choose different hairstyles. Once again, lots of options. You can also change the size of your character's pupil, so it takes the entire of your eye. You can also have different color eyes. You can have your eyes pretty fucking red if you want. Okay, you can just remove the iris and pupil altogether if you want to. Additionally, if you can't create something you like, you've also got 5 different eye presets down here. So there's a skin color slider in this game. You can be any color you want. Red, green, blue, black, white, orange, pink. No discrimination in this game. There's actually makeup options in this game as well. Even for a man. If you want to, you can just have pink eyebrows. And you can also have lipstick. Okay. Looking good. Every good game has to give beard options. You can have a nose ring and no beard, or you can have a big earring if you want to. Obviously gonna go with the beards. And finally, it seems as though you can also have face paint, scars, and tattoos on your face. Let's try putting a red tattoo on my character's face. Then you can change the opacity. Let's call him Twitch. Right off the bat, the game starts with a cutscene. I don't know if this is my character going into battle. I'm going to assume that I need to break out of here. The guys ordered these people to kill me for some reason. I guess I'm just going to beat them up with my fists. Going to assume this golden thing on the minimap is my quest marker. Seems like a lot of these characters are really sick. They all seem to have the same hairstyle though. Seems like there's a big crowd of NPCs here. Isn't something you often see much of in an ARPG. Lots of NPCs in an area. So now we're grabbing a weapon. What weapon do we choose? Now we've got to equip it. Okay. I didn't see that weapon on the weapons rack. Is this sword not a bit overkill? I'm thinking maybe my character's trying to compensate for something. We've actually got some abilities now, so controls are Q, W, E, and R by default. And wow, the animations on some of these abilities are bloody nice. We just got a piece of chest armor and some trousers. Doesn't seem to have any visual impacts on my character when I equip that yet, though. Everyone seems to be wanting to attack me at the moment. I think they're jealous of my sword. Man, the combat feels super impactful. The camera's just kind of moving and panning on its own. Very nice. So now we've entered the Colosseum. Group them up, and then let's knock them down. Here we go. Die, dudes. Big damage. Oh, there's more incoming. Okay, what's this? Here comes the big boss. He's just going to smash the gate down, I think. Hello, beautiful. The way the game transitions from cutscene to gameplay is really smooth. Press the space bar. Oh, okay. This game has a dodge roll function. Very nice. I didn't even know that. Oh, let's dodge. Okay, I was a bit slow there. I got the reaction times of an old lady. Oh, dodge, dodge. Doing another cutscene transition. Can still control my character, though. Oh, quite an impactful start to the game, I have to say. Okay, my character's collapsed from exhaustion. Another cutscene. Seems like we're talking to someone of great importance. Oh, we got another new sword. What does this one look like? It's absolutely huge again. It's like a giant scimitar. Wow. Oh, okay. So I just need to defend against these hordes of undead for now, it seems. Let's do a nice big charge. Oh man, they're quickly starting to mount up. That's level 4. Oh, another new ability. What does this do? Apparently I need to hold it down. Nice! Spin to win. Let's gather some enemies up and practice my spin to win. Beautiful. There we go. Cleave it all down. And that's level 6, I believe. Does this sword look any different? Maybe it's just a different color. Yeah, it's just a different color. I really wish I understood Korean so I knew what was going on with the story. It seems pretty interesting so far. We've actually got another new ability. Let's see what it does. Ooh, that's cool. Oh, okay. That was cool. I didn't expect that to happen. I was just randomly interacting with this boulder. My character appears to be covered in fire. I think that's because he took a buff. Well, rest in peace, Grandad. We're going to need to avenge him. I've got another new ability. You actually get 8 abilities by the time you hit level 9, which is really nice. I don't like it when games delay the amount of abilities you have too much. So when there's an obstacle in the environment, you have an interaction key, which is G, and you can jump over things. So we're gonna start off with my spin. It doesn't seem as though there's any AoE cap, from what I can tell. Dude, is that a new sword? Please tell me we get to use that sword. We get to use that sword. It feels like I'm approaching the end of the starting area. There we go, absolutely decimating everything. Seems like this weapon has a freeze effect on it, where everything I hit gets frozen for a while. This is just a small observation, but unlike other ARPGs, it seems like every item only takes up 1 slot of your inventory. Additionally, it also seems like the inventory size is quite big by default. Not sure if it's going to stay that way because obviously this game is most likely going to be free to play in Korea. The sheer amount of enemies on screen and how smooth the game currently feels really epic. Okay, wait, are we destroying the bridge? Yes. Nice. I'm pretty certain that this is the area from the reveal trailer. There we go. Cut everything up. Every demon in the world's chasing me. And we're gonna run and jump here. Now approaching the final challenge of this area, it seems. Seems to be after this crystal for some reason. Now we're gonna teach this arsehole a lesson for killing my fucking granddad. Seems like he's got multiple health bars. Yeah, he's got 10 health bars. No, no, no! This is gonna hurt. Seems like my sword's disappeared now. No idea what's going on right now. Or maybe we've ascended or something. Wow. The cutscenes are incredibly well done in this game, I have to say. This is really cool. Beautiful looking area as well. Some kind of book. It seems like the game's offering me 1 of 3 different progression paths. Apparently this type of warrior specializes in both damage and defense. Interesting. Wait, do we get to test out the class before we pick it? Look at the size of that hammer, it's fucking huge. So let's test out some of the abilities. This is the first one. This is the second one. I like that a lot. This is the third one. Very nice. This is the 4th one. Beautiful. This is the 5th one. The 6th one. The 7th one. And the 8th one. Wow. You can summon monsters and test out the class. It's just a fantastic idea. This is basically a training area that allows you to try out all 3 specializations for your class. You can summon monsters, you can summon bosses. It seems like the game really wants you to make the right choice, not feel like you picked the wrong one. So this is the tank that has a gun, sword, shield, if that makes sense. So you hold this down and you release it at the right time and then you kill everything. That's a really cool ability. My character's been granted the gift of the gods to use the super hammer. Kind of funny because the hammer's actually bigger than my character. Seems like we're back to the real world and we're in this lush green temple-like area. Just a bit of attention to detail when you walk through the plants also move. I think sections like this are just designed to show off how beautiful the world is. We've been riding for all of 30 seconds and we're getting ambushed. Go horse! That's a brave horse. That's an extremely brave horse. That horse doesn't give a fuck. This horse is a fucking... Horse is an army tank. Okay, now he's killed himself. Bad horse. Right, time for some killing. Dude, that ability is so cool. That gravity thing? Wow. I guess we're just supposed to sit here and chill. So it seems as though there's an ancient tablet and a big chunk of it's missing. Maybe we need to find it, and it will give us the answers that we seek. So something I just discovered is that you can actually remove the user interface just by pressing Alt-Z. I really like it when games give us this option. Not many action RPGs or isometric games actually do that for us. It's nice just to admire the environment a little bit more. Lots of people, very densely populated. The world in this game just feels alive due to the sheer amount of NPCs there are, as well as the players running around. There we go, we bought some epic shoulder pads. I can wear it in one level. There's some kind of sacred tree, I think it is. I don't read Korean, but the game told me to press Y and this guy's dancing. So I'm going to assume this is a quest for dancing. There we go, now we're dancing together. Very good. Well, he can dance better than me, that's for sure. There's actually a lot of emotes in this game. Different dances as well. Let's try doing a bit of combat with the user interface off, shall we? There we go. Favorite ability, sucky suck. Nice. Something I kind of wish was more apparent in this game is gore, honestly. It does feel slightly weird hitting these mobs with this giant fucking hammer that would absolutely splatter them to death. And there's like no gore, hardly any blood or anything. The game's still fun without the gore, but I think it would be better with the gore. So based on the amount of points you put into a single ability, you're going to get a further progression option on the right side. So if I put 4 points into this, it's going to give me one of 3 options to further improve this skill. And you have that 3 times in total. I can interact with the environment here. I guess we're going to slide down. It seems like for me to fill this ulti bar quicker, I need to do actual combos. So whenever I press my E ability and my C ability, my V ability then lights up, and then that gives me power. It seems as though there's a dungeon in this area which I'm looking forward to. The bush is giving us a quest apparently. The bush can also talk. Okay, game. Crossing another bridge. The game seems to like bridges. There's a lot of bridges in the world of this game. I really like how my number 2 ability and my number 7 ability line up. So you can just do that to suck them together. Then you can take them out with a concentrated blast. Inside the first dungeon we go. And I can get rewarded with a blue chest piece, it seems. There's also what I would assume to be a hard mode here as well. This seems to be some kind of bandit cave area. Got one mob in red. Let's group them up. Let's laser them down. That seems to be my best combo so far, to be honest. Yeah, I'm really getting my ass kicked. I am chugging these health pots. When you look at the minimap and a mob has that icon around it, I think it means he has additional effects such as CC and stuff on his abilities. I've noticed that a lot of these mobs do tend to CC me a lot more. It's useful that dodge actually cancels the animation for your abilities. Very much needed on this class because a lot of my abilities just lock me in place. Oh, Willow! We're almost dead. Let's not choke. Is he dead? He's dead. So he's returned the missing part of this ancient tablet to where it belongs. This kind of reminds me of Harry Potter vs. Voldemort, not gonna lie. Oh, we're actually gonna get a horse now. I didn't know mounts were in this game. The movement of the horse feels a little bit strange, but I guess this isn't really something that isometric games tend to have. So, nice that it's a feature, I guess. Let's try this character. So let's start off with this. And we're going to press my 7 ability. She also seems to have a decent amount of in-combat mobility compared to the other class that I played. Doesn't seem to do as much damage though. I think this class is actually really cool. This is the longest combo ability. Now if I press the button which initiates that ability, I blink back to where I started from. Really cool indeed. I feel like this would be a really strong class in PvP. It's got a mixture of close range and long range abilities, high mobility. Seems to have pretty high burst as well. I don't know what it is, but Asians always seem to make games with the best combat systems. I don't know why. I think I'll check out this quest for a bit and then I'll play through some of the level 50 stuff. Another class I'll have to learn. We've played the warrior to level 14, we got the card thrower from 11 to 13, and now we're going to check out this level 50. I'm not sure what the class is, but we'll see how it goes. So now we're on the level 50 ranger type class that I actually have no idea how to play, and we're currently in a capital city. We're going to be checking out some of the level 50 dungeons. Currently in the closed beta, level 50 is the max level you can get to in this game. So to do a dungeon, you go to this statue, and on the left side you've got all of the choices. The dungeons that are unlocked here are dependent on your gear, so for this one you need an item level average of 255, this one's 265, 275, 290, 305, 320, 335, 350, 365, 380, 395, 420, 445, 470, and the highest one is 495. There's a lot of endgame dungeons, it seems. Let's just count them up. 15 endgame dungeons. Wow. This is basically just a level 50 version of the dungeon that I've already done several times. I should have picked the other one. So in the multiplayer dungeon, it seems like the tactic is to just pull everything, run to the end, then AoE it all down together. Certainly a lot more challenging than the other dungeons. We're just kind of speed running it seems. Since the mobs can't climb the stairs or anything, we can just run past them and go straight to the last boss. Not sure if it's really a good thing that you can do this, to be honest. We're actually killing this monster here. It seems like a bit of a boss. Some kind of giant crab monster. So my C ability, I need to hold it. I need to dodge. I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead. I think I'm dead. How am I not dead? Don't think we got any loot for that. Here we go. Oh god, we died. Seems like there's some angry Korean writing in the chat right now. So now all that's left is the boss. We're going to 3-man this because one guy died already. Kind of getting my ass kicked, to be honest. Really getting my ass kicked. He's out of energy, so we're just going to pop everything we have. Dodge. Okay, I'm on 1 hit. I'm so close to dying. Obviously just jumping in at max level to a class that I've never played before. Not going to be playing the best. I'm figuring it out quickly though. Come on, dude. Die. We got him. Man, that wasn't easy. We actually got rewarded with an epic chest. I'm guessing it contains loot. Anything good? Any upgrades? No upgrades. Let's try this dungeon. It's got a lower gear score requirement, but I haven't actually done this one before. So this guy's got some kind of giant gun or something. Guy with the big two-handed greatsword over here. What is that? Seems to be some kind of lion costume. I saw a man's feet under there. This woman's playing guitar. Some kind of celebration here with fireworks and people floating in a bubble. Been in queue for the first dungeon for over 20 minutes at this point. Doesn't seem too likely that I'm going to find a group for it. Maybe it's a solo dungeon? Let's just check. Testing out some of the abilities on this class. Let's charge up my arrow. Pop my AoE arrow ability. Then we're going to iframe through this. That's a lot of damage. And we're going to put this down. It's going to blow them all up. I'm going to pop my Z ability. I don't really like the combat of the ranger that much, to be honest. Everything kind of locks you into an animation. It feels a little bit clunky. Oh my god, there's an absolute army of monsters here. I think we're fucked. I think we're dead. I think we're absolutely fucked. Okay, we managed to walk through most of them. Oh, I'm dead! Let's see if we can actually kill these monsters. Oh, fuck, dude. Let's just... No, we skip it. Okay, we take the zip line. We're okay. I don't actually think I can progress any further. This guy's an actual boss, and he has 2.1 million health. The same amount of health as the boss in the group dungeon that I did. So I'm not too sure that I've got much of a hope of killing him. But at least I got to see the aesthetic of the first dungeon. It looks pretty damn nice, to be honest. So now, as always, we're going to talk about the pros and the cons, starting with the pros. There's quite a good amount of character creation options for an isometric game. The way the camera is used in Lost Ark is second to none. The way it seamlessly transitions between cutscenes and gameplay gives the game a true AAA polished feel to it. The in-combat abilities are animated to super high quality and feel extremely impactful, even though I'd say the actual pacing of the combat's a bit slower than a lot of other popular isometric isometric hack and slash games. Even though I couldn't understand it, I think the game uses a lot of good techniques when it comes to storytelling, such as voice acting, concise dialogue, plenty of cutscenes, and camera work that focuses on important stuff. Visually, this is probably one of the most detailed and graphically intense hack and slash games there is at the moment, and really pushes Unreal Engine 3 to the absolute limits. For an Eastern game, the default user interface isn't actually too bad, not too much clutter on the screen, and you've also got the option to hide the UI entirely if you like. As you'd expect, the audio work is done to a high standard both with the game's background music and sound effects from the combat and environment. I absolutely love that the game allows you to test out each of the 3 specializations for a class after you've done the intro. I'm someone who always struggles to pick a class in a game like this, so having this option would probably make me want to level each class past the intro, then try everything out and pick what I like the most. Each individual class in Lost Ark has their own intro experience and starting area lasting all the way up until level 10 where you pick a specialization. This makes trying out other classes much more interesting than it would be otherwise. There's quite a sizable selection of emotes to use if you're interested in the roleplay aspect of this game. Despite me not getting to check it out, the game has 3v3 arena PvP mode, 1v1 duels, and a free-for-all PvP mode. This game seems to have a lot of endgame PvE content to progress through. You've got 15 dungeons, an endless PvE tower which just gets infinitely harder, life skill dungeons for gathering, 7 world bosses which spawn at set times in the world, and 8 guardian raids in which you only have 3 chances to kill a boss within a set time limit without potions as a 4-man party. After 3 wipes, you've failed. For a game made in Unreal Engine 3, I found that it performed surprisingly well. That being said, the world is quite heavily instanced and there wasn't a great deal of players running around. It could be a possibility that this isn't the case with the full release. So now let's talk about the cons. The classes are gender locked. This isn't something that bothers me too much personally, but I know many of you guys will care about it. After the intro where you pick your class's specialization, I felt that the leveling and questing became predictable and repetitive very quickly outside of the big end of zone quest. You enter a zone from one side and eventually work your way to the other side, doing both side quests and main quests at the same time in a very linear fashion. The side quests are your standard kill and collect kind of thing, whilst the main quests are a bit more story driven. Whilst there's nothing inherently wrong with this formula, I've personally found the leveling up to be more fun in other isometric games. There doesn't seem to be a great deal of armor variation. When leveling up, you're gonna look exactly the same as everyone else that plays your class with the exception of a few reskins here and there. From what I could tell, a lot of the endgame dungeon gear also seems to be reskins. My assumption would be that a lot of the cosmetic stuff will be found on the cash shop. Whilst the animations and impactfulness of the combat in this game are top tier, I found that each of the classes I tried have a sort of clunkiness to them when it comes to the abilities with the longer animation times. This for me is due to the fact you can't turn your abilities in combat. This feels especially awkward when you use an ability with a 3-second animation that locks you in place and the boss dodges out of the way. Your only choice is to either watch the ability play out or cancel the animation via your dodge roll, which isn't always a good idea considering it's on a 10-second cooldown. My suggestion would be to allow the player to turn the direction of the longer animated abilities mid-animation, or perhaps have 1 or 2 abilities that don't root you in place. Something I was really craving during my time playing Lost Ark was blood spatters and gore effects. This is something you've come to expect from most hack and slash games, as it really just makes killing hordes of demons that much more satisfying. I understand it's probably too late to make limbs fall off and corpses explode, but a bit of blood I think would make a big difference. What confuses me is that looking at the reveal trailer back in 2014, blood and gore did seem to be something that was present, as well as a lot more mobs. I'm not sure if that stuff's disabled for the CBT, but it certainly doesn't feel right not having it. I'm not sure if this is a con, but it's definitely a valid concern I have with this game. There's no ETA as to when Lost Ark will actually come to Western markets. Initially, this game was revealed back in 2014, and back then, it looked like a game from the future, almost too good to be true. Even now, watching the reveal trailer, the game still looks impressive, but it doesn't quite have that same amount of wow factor as back then. My worry is that by the time Lost Ark actually comes to our region, we'll already have much better ARPGs to play. We've got Lineage Project TL currently in development, which is made in a newer engine, has better graphics as well as an established IP backing it, as well as games like Path of Exile doing well, Vulkan making good progress, and the possibility of Diablo 4. I think for Lost Ark to be successful, they need to push for a Western release as soon as possible, and also back that up with a fair business model. Overall, my experience with Lost Ark was mostly positive. I can definitely see why so many people are hyped for this game, and whilst it did indeed live up to my expectations, and even surpass them when it comes to the sheer amount and variety of endgame content on offer, I also wouldn't say it's a perfect game, and there was a few moments where I was starting to get bored, which doesn't usually happen so quickly when I'm playing this genre of game. Ultimately, I think the level of success Lost Ark will have depends a lot on how long it takes the game to release, its business model, and the limitations of using Unreal Engine 3, which is a very old engine at this point. But overall, a really good game that, with a few small tweaks, could be an incredible game. But that's it for this video, guys. It's not often I make long ones like this anymore, so I hope you enjoyed it. As always, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Lost Ark down in the comments below. I'm not sure when the next video will be, as I'm off to America next week for a business trip. I'll try to get something prepared before then, but no guarantees. Thanks for watching, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll see you again really soon.